now I'm here, I want to stay here.
Yes, exactly. You are very welcome in any case.
Thank you very much.
Group, and if it isn't your group, in any case, you're very welcome.
Thank
How are
you,
you, Loretta? How are you?
Yes, Loretta is right, because it's my
Yes,
name.
I know you.
But Loretta is the name for the documents.
Yeah, Lorella. Yes.
Yes, it is. Lorella is my name, but there was a mistake in the.
Right in the documents,
Yes,
in the registration.
So I
yes.
got two names. One is my name, the name given by my parents, and one is the name given by the comune.
Yes. So what's your real name? The one given to you by your parents? Loretta.
Yes, Lorella.
Ah, Lorella. Okay, so
yeah.
you prefer to be called Lorella?
Yes, but my name is Lorella, but when I sign, I have to sign Loretta. So I always say to my children, like English, you can call me with my name, but you write another.
Write another, yes.
Another
Exactly.
letters.
Okay. I thought you preferred to be called Loretta, but no, you prefer to be called Lorella.
Yes. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, and hi Roberta, hi Valentina, hi Roberto.
Ciao, hi everyone.
Hello. How are you going on?
It's better now.
Yes.
That I see, I relax. So something that relaxing English. So.
Oh, good. So you're happy to be with us?
Yes.
And we're happy you are with us.
Thank you.
Okay, what about you, Roberta? Where are you? What are you doing?
Well, fine. Everything is okay.
Okay.
I'm a little later.
No,
but
don't worry.
Yeah.
And Valentina, how are you going on?
I got off the school today.
You didn't go to school?
No, I went to school, but then with my students, I got off. I went out of the school to, I don't know if you know Santini.
To attend this
fields, the athletic fields.
Ah, okay,
yes.
Yes, athletics matches. So you got off school.
Outside.
Good, fantastic. Okay, so what would you like to do today? Would you like to do some listening exercises, some speaking exercises, some reading and use of English? Would you like to talk about, last time somebody asked me whether it was better to do the paper-based exam or the computer-based exam. And we talked about that. Would you like to talk about that, or what would you like to do today? I can do whatever you want to do. What you feel useful for you, we can do that.
Well, personally, I prefer speaking.
Speaking. What about you, Roberta?
For me, the same. Listening, speaking. I try to improve my English. Everything's okay.
Everything is useful. But will you take the exam, Roberta?
No, not this year, because I'm not ready to do this exam. I have seen difficult to do the exercise. It's not easy for me.
Yeah. So the use of grammar is particularly difficult for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Also
what
the
about
speaking, but grammar, it's very difficult to understand, to read, and to find the word, the
correct word,
the right word. Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Roberto? What would you like to do today?
For me, I have no particular choice about this. Everything okay for me. Can be okay. I need everything.
What's particularly difficult for you? Speaking, reading, listening? writing.
Perhaps writing for sure, and also listening perhaps can be useful for me, but everything, I accept the women decision.
Being the only man,
yes,
he accepted
so,
the women's decision. Okay.
yes.
Yes, you know what? Writing, you can try anytime and send it to me. I'd be very happy to correct it for you and send it back. So I don't think it's really worth spending time here, you know, waiting for everyone to write something to correct them together. So you do it at home and send it to me. I'll be very happy to correct it for you. So yes. And Lorella, what would you like to do?
For me, it's the same, but I think speaking maybe is more difficult.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But, for me, everything is okay.
Everything is
useful. I need to practice everything.
Everything. Okay, perfect.
Everything is useful.
Okay, perfect. So, shall we do some speaking? Okay, so speaking, let me take... okay, let's pretend that Lorella and Valentina are taking the exam at the moment, and then we'll go with Roberto and Roberta. Okay, so you're entering. Good morning. My name is Maria Pia. This is Miss So-and-so. What do you say?
Good morning. My name is...
the exam.
Okay.
You must pretend you are at the exam. Immaginate di essere all'esame. Fate finta di essere all'esame. So, I introduce myself. My name is Maria Pia. This is Miss So-and-so, because there are two examiners. And what do you say?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Lorella. I'm a teacher. I'm a primary teacher. I'm very glad to be here. To be here today.
Hello, everybody. Everyone is okay, but these are British people, and they tend to be a little formal. So I would say, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm very happy to be here. My name is Lorella.
Okay.
And Valentina, what do you say?
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
And introduce yourself.
And well, I'm a teacher, and I live in Verona.
No, my name is
Valentina.
I know they know it. They are supposed to know it. But you are supposed to introduce yourself. So I was looking for the, which of course I can't find. All right, anyway, doesn't matter. Yes, so you are supposed to introduce yourself. So good morning, I'm Valentina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Valentina.
Okay, perfect. Can I have your papers, please?
Here you are.
Thank you.
Or here it is.
Yes.
Here you are.
Okay, thank you. Now, Lorella, tell me something about yourself. What's your job? Where do you live? And so on.
Okay. I'm a teacher. I'm a primary teacher.
A primary school teacher?
Yes, I'm a primary school teacher. I come from Cerea, a little town about 36 kilometers from Verona. I like music. In my spare time, I play keyboard and piano with a band. I also, on Sundays, I also play pipe organ in church.
Wow, really? Fantastic. I didn't know that.
Yes. So
okay. What about you, Valentina?
Well, I'm a teacher. at the secondary school. What's on?
Mi sa che si è bloccata. No, sì.
Yes, okay, sorry. I could hear echo, so I switched it off. Okay, so what about you, Valentina?
I am a teacher. I live in Verona. Sorry, I'm a teacher at the secondary school. And
Secondary school?
Secondary school.
Sì.
Secondary school, and I live in Verona. I have many hobbies, like knitting, as I told you.
Yes.
Knitting, yoga, practice yoga, or
Practicing yoga.
Practicing yoga, reading.
Okay. What are your favorite hobbies, Lorella? What do you do in your spare time?
Well, first of all, my best hobby is the music, but I also like go to swimming pool. I like go swimming when it's possible. I like to go out for a walk in the park.
Dopo like sarebbe meglio sempre il verbo in ing. I like going out for a walk. I like going to swim.
Yes, I like going out in the park. In my town, there's a quite big park, about 3 kilometers and a half. It's
Wow.
Quite big.
Square kilometer, you mean?
Yes, all around. In the center of this park, there is a little river called MAGGIO, and this is a natural park, and I like going there.
There, it's relaxing for you to go there. Yes,
relax.
Fantastic. What about you, Valentina? What do you usually do in your spare time?
Apart from
practicing yoga.
I like walking, to the hills around Verona, like Torricelle, for instance, or Valpolicella, or I also like visiting towns near Verona. I just went to visit, well, you studied in Venice, Maria Pia, and
yeah.
I visited St. Erasmus Island. Last week, I went to St. Erasmus Island, which is very nice island in Venice. Come si dice? È l'orto dei veneziani, cioè dove coltivano, ci sono tutte le coltivazioni.
Okay, where were the gardens, the green gardens of the Venetian people? Yes. Where is that? What island is that?
Well, if you take the boat, when you take the boat to Murano, it's after Murano.
Ah, it's beyond Murano.
Beyond Murano.
I think I've never been there.
Yeah, but it's very nice. It's worth visiting. Beyond Murano, and then beyond there is Tre Porti.
Oh yes, you are at the Tre Porti. Yes, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, I miss Venice. I want to go back there. I never went back, I think, since I finished university. So maybe I should go one day.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, perfect. So, what's next? Okay, now I'd like you to talk about 2 photos.
Sorry, can I ask you, how do you say coltivare? Is cultivate, coltivare.
To grow, cultivate va bene, ma to grow, loro dicono grow. Grow vegetables, grow. Hi, Elisabetta, welcome. Hi, Milena too. To grow, crescere anche far crescere, coltivare. Quindi to grow vegetables, to grow something. Okay, so now you need to talk about two pictures and compare them.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening. Okay.
Good evening.
Pixabay should be free. So, people doing something, people on holiday. Dai, che carina, people on holiday. Okay, so Lorella, please. Cosa ho sbagliato? Okay, Lorella, please compare these two pictures. Can you see them?
Yes.
Pictures. Wait a
Yes.
second. Let's see if I can make them bigger. These two pictures. And talk about them for a while.
In the first picture, I see two people, a boy and a girl. They are riding their bicycles. Maybe the season is spring or summer, because the girl is wearing short skirt and
Light blouse, yeah.
Yes, a light blouse with no
sleeves.
Come si dice, che non lo so, le maniche?
Sleeves. Sì, scusami, non dovrei interromperti perché loro non ti interromperanno.
Okay.
Allora, sleeves.
Sleeves, manica, la sleeve, giusto? Yes, with no sleeves. The boy is wearing shorts and a t-shirt, a light t-shirt. They are both wearing sunglasses. So maybe it's right that is spring or summer. They seems they are enjoying very much, because the girl is smiling. Maybe they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Maybe they are in love or friends, because I can see something, complicity in this picture. And in the second one, there are always two people, a boy and a girl. They are looking forward a beautiful place they are in the mountains, and they are sitting down, maybe for a rest after a long walk, maybe, and they are looking this wonderful place. Maybe in the picture number one, the people are in near the seaside or the lake, because I think there's water over there. I can't see very well, but I suppose there is water over there. There are also some trees and some cars parking on the left. In the picture number two, the season is always summer, because the people are wearing light t-shirts and shorts. Both of the people are carrying rucksack, and
Okay.
In the picture number 2.
Okay, it's okay, Lorella. Personally, I think you should compare the pictures more. You described the picture number 1 very well. You described the picture number 2, but you are required to make a comparison. So you should start saying something like, in both pictures, we can see a couple, a boy and a girl. Maybe they are boyfriends or fiancé, because there seems to be a good feeling among them in both pictures. They are sports people, because in both pictures they are doing an activity. In picture number 1, they are cycling. In picture number 2, they are walking in the mountains. And in both pictures, it's probably springtime or summertime, because they're wearing light clothes. However, while in picture 1, we are near the sea or the lake, because I can see the sea on the back, in the background, and in a probably popular place, I can see some cars parked in the background. On the contrary, in picture 2, it's a more isolated place with no other people around, you know, more in the middle of nature. And while in picture 1, they are looking at each other, and in picture 2, they are both looking, you know, far away. So you have to compare the pictures more.
I did this exercise once about 2 months ago, and I understood that I have to first describe the singular picture, but it's not correct.
No.
While I'm describing, I'm comparing two
You have to
at the
compare.
same time.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, because
You can
I
describe
understood.
it.
Mi sembrava di aver capito il contrario. Ho capito prima un fatto alla volta, invece non era vero. Ho capito male allora.
No.
It's important
In
to
B1,
understand.
in B1, you are given a picture and you have to describe it. In B2, you are given 2 pictures and you can describe them, no problems.
Yes,
but mainly you have to compare them.
Because you're right, Maria Pia, because sometimes I come with other
B1, yeah,
in other places, and maybe, yes, you're right. Sorry,
okay.
I make a confusion.
No problems at all. No problem. You did very well, Lorella. You were very good. Only
I was worried.
No, you did very well. No, perfect.
Thanks.
Yes, only they expect you to compare the pictures more instead of talking about picture 1 and then talking about picture 2. You're supposed to compare. So in both pictures, while in picture 1, on the contrary, in picture B. So you're supposed to use these kind of words. Okay, but you did very well.
Thank you.
Valentina, let's see. Valentina, can you please compare these 2 pictures?
Yes, okay. Both pictures are in summer, or yes, it could be late May or June or July. And they give me a sense of peace, freedom, because in both the pictures there is the shore and
yes, and the calm sea.
Both people no, there are footsteps in both the pictures on the beach.
However, while in picture 1, blah, 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 on the contrary, in picture B, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
You can go on saying.
Well,
However,
in picture one, there is just a man with open arms regarding the sea. On the contrary, picture two, there is a family, I think, with a little girl, 3 or 4 years old, and they are walking on the beach. On the beach, yes, not in the beach. They're walking on the beach. I also see in both the pictures the sun. It could be the late day, the
sunrise or sunset.
Yes, the sunset. But in picture number one, we can see the sea. In picture number two, it's a cloudy day. No, it's the same. It's cloudy in both pictures.
So in both pictures,
no,
it's a beautiful day, but a little cloudy.
In both pictures, and well, the only difference is there is another difference. Another difference is on the left side. In the first picture, there is a mountain. Well, there's sand, but also non so come si dice che la spiaggia è rocciosa.
Che la spiaggia è?
È rocciosa, c'è sabbia, ma c'è anche
rocky. It's a rocky. It's a rocky beach.
It's a rocky beach. On the contrary, in the second picture, we can just see sand, only sand.
Okay, perfect. Now, okay. Now, in this part of the test, you are going to talk about something together for about 2 minutes. I'm going to describe a situation to you. For example, okay. Talk together how these problems affect our lives. How do you think these environmental problems affect our lives? Air pollution, water pollution, deforestation. Okay, talk together.
Okay, I think that all these 5 problems are very important for the environment and for the effects of our life. But I think the most dangerous one is the air pollution, because we can breathe everywhere, and so
we can't escape it. Yes,
we can't escape it. And also for one of my illness, I have asthma, and so sometimes it's about 5 years I'm free of this problem, but I had this problem in the past. Now my situation is a little bit better, because about 10 years ago my husband stopped smoking, and so the air in my home is better. But I think that
sorry, shall we speak together?
Exactly, that's what I was telling you. Lorella, again, you're doing very well, but the task was you were supposed to talk together. So say a sentence and then pass the ball,
Okay.
asking Valentina, what do you think, Valentina?
Okay, yes. So, Valentina, what do you think about?
Well, in my opinion, all of these are very important. Air pollution, water pollution, because all of them.
So, Valentina, since
yes.
you are saying the same thing that Lorella said, agree with her. You're right, Lorella. All these problems are serious.
Okay. So, Lorella, I agree with you, but I don't remember what she said. Well, you said, I think you said that.
On the contrary, it's important that you pay attention to what the other person says.
I think, Lorella, you said that air pollution was the most important problem. I think, but
serious.
In my opinion, all of these are really important because they are a bad consequence of the pollution.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about extinction of species? What do you think about extinction of species?
Yes, it's a really big problem too. But I think that there are a lot of international organizations that are try to do something about it, about WWF, WWF, for example, or about the a lot of organization about, for example, for penguins, for whales, for other animals. There are a focus about animals in this period more than other problems that we seems to be so rassegnati. I don't know what with other problems. But animals, I think animals, there are a lot of the international organizations that are thinking about this problem. Don't you think about it, Valentina? What do you think about?
I totally agree with you. I think also extinction of species is related to deforestation. In many cases, in some places on the earth. Well, for instance, in the pluvial forests.
Rainforest.
Ah, sorry.
No, it's okay. Rainforest.
Okay,
pluvial forest, but they call it a rainforest. Okay, it's okay. You're doing very well, but you don't have to prove you can talk a lot. What you have to prove is you can interact. And so say short sentences and ask for opinions, and agree or disagree and say another sentence and then ask, for opinion, because what you have to do is to talk together and maybe, if possible, to get to an agreement, to a final share the conclusion, which you both share. Okay, so would be better do something like, Lorella, I think all these problems are relevant, but in my opinion, air pollution is the most serious one. What do you think, Valentina? And Valentina should say, I totally agree with you. They're all important problems. And yes, maybe air pollution is serious, but I think also the extinctions of species can be a big problem. Don't you think so, Lorella? Yes, but you know what? There are already many organizations which take care of that and try to do something about that, while on the contrary, air pollution is not so taken care about. And what about deforestation, for example, Valentina? Yes, deforestation, you know, should be something like this. Don't you talk too much. You don't have to talk too much here. You have to interact. Show that you agree or you disagree in a polite way and suggest something else. Okay? And
So-
at the end, if possible, agree on a shared conclusion. So
the final conclusion could be, what do you think about our future? You could.
Yes.
What do you think about our lives, our future?
Well,
What should we do?
Well, I think our
It's
future
a difficult question.
can be better if we all take care of the earth, because it's the most important place, the only one we can live, and so we have to respect the nature, animals, the air, water, everything. We have to be more
conscious,
intelligent, maybe more
okay,
intelligent.
more intelligent. Okay.
Well,
to
I
take
agree
care
with you. I
our
agree
planet.
with you. I think you are right.
Yeah,
And we all of us should do something for the environment, just every day.
Okay.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yes, Valentina. And as teacher, we have to teach the children to do better than us.
Yes, yes, exactly. Okay.
Sorry, Maria Pia, could you send us the form to sign?
This one?
No, could you send us,
Oh, the sign form. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Otherwise,
Exactly.
I forget.
Yes, me too. I had already forgotten, to be honest. Yes, okay. So a couple of last questions. Lorella, do you think people spend too much time working or studying in these days? Why or why not?
Yes, I think, for example, teachers in this period are spending a lot of time because it's a very, it's quite the end of the school year. And so this is a very busy period. And we spend a lot of time in this. We have no time, for example, for our hobbies, for relax ourselves. Yes, in this period, in this period, I think we are working too much. Maybe.
What do you think, Valentina?
I think that's true. We have many things to do, to arrange at school. So yeah. It's a hard period, but I always think about the future. After May, June, then there are holidays for all of us.
Yes, so looking forward
of holidays. In other countries, there are no so many 3 months. I think they have a small amount of holidays in the
shorter
year.
Holidays.
Short holidays.
But more often.
Yeah. Yes, often in the year.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
Okay, I've put the link to the sign form in the chat if you want to click on it and sign your presence. Okay, that was very good. It was very good. But yes, Lorella, you should compare the pictures more. And when you talk together, you have to talk together, which means you have to interact more. Okay,
yes.
But very good.
I'm
yeah.
Yes, I'm too worried to tell the truth, for example. I don't think to talk with the other person, because I think about
Yes,
and
what you have to
it's
say.
not
yes.
important if I don't say the truth, but it's important I say correct sentences. It's not important if in this
Exactly. It's not
think
important
about
at all
things.
what you say. You could have said, I think we should destroy the earth,
Oh, yes.
totally to Mars, and they wouldn't, discuss about it. What they
Yes.
do is to control, to check your English is correct, and you can, interact with the others. So don't you worry too much about what you say.
Yes.
Take care about what you have to do, and do the task you are asked to.
I understand that this is my problem. I have to take care about.
It's okay. It's okay. It's a suggestion, Okay.
Sorry,
So,
Maria Pia, sorry, I have a question. During the exam, are we always two?
yes, 2, or the last ones could be 3. If there is only one left, the last group could be 3, but they're normally 2.
Who have never been. We
Sorry?
have never been. Well, I've never been other 2 or the other people, the other person.
You will be with somebody else. There will be 2.
But I've never known this person.
The surprise.
No, it's a surprise. Yes, it might happen that if you do the exam together, it might happen you are put together, but normally 99% of times you will be with somebody you don't know. So, yes, but you will introduce yourself at the beginning, so you will come to know his or her name. Moreover, you can always say you without saying the name. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Without saying, what do you think, Lorella? Or Lorella, do you agree with me? Okay. But yes, it's nicer if you remember the name of the other person. Yeah, it's nicer. Okay, so now, hi Annette, welcome. So now it was hello, the Roberta and Roberto turn.
Okay.
So, good morning, welcome. My name is Maria Pia. This is Miss So-and-so.
Good morning. My name is Roberta. I'm very happy to be here with you.
Thank you.
Me
this
too.
is
I'm Roberto, so I'm glad to be here with you. And
okay.
Okay.
This is my papers.
This is mine. Okay.
Yeah, our pleasure. Okay, Roberta, tell us something about you. Where do you live? What do you do?
My name is Roberta. I'm 55 years old. I live in Verona since 1998, but I came from Rome, Viterbo, sorry. And in this moment, I'm not working, but I spend a lot of my time to improve all my skills. And for this reason, I want to do this exam to improve my English.
Okay,
and
what about you, Roberto?
I'm Roberto. I'm the sport teacher in the classes for youngs from 11 to 13 years old, and so I spend all my life talking or practicing sports for myself or for the others. So I try to enjoy the time together during my work in the classrooms, and I'm really try to develop my English. That's my purpose right now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Roberta, what's the festival you like the most?
The festival, I like music, and I don't know if you know the Spoleto Festival of Music, jazz music.
Yes.
And it's the most amazing festival, because in 2-3 days you can enjoy the music and all the bands and the singer of jazz. And
Okay, can you play any musical instrument?
no, I like only listening music, but jazz
Listening
is
to?
listening to music, and jazz is my passion now. And also the singer of my age, pop singer of my age.
Okay. What about you, Roberto? Yeah.
Yes, about festival. I don't have a particular one that I follow during my life, but I try to follow what's offer the cultural time in my territory, during when I have free time. So I try to find out what's happening around my area. But I'm curious about cultural point of view, general point of view, theater.
Okay. What's a special occasion, a special festival, or a special feast in your area?
In my area, there is a festival called Festival of the Sun. That's during summertime on July. We used to make some different events by the river. So many different part of the city try to make some different in events, or try to make different events. And after there is a big concert in the square that is at the end of this
Okay,
festival.
Right. Now, cold in July, con I mesi si usa in July, and you said various many times. So let's see if we can find possible substitutions for this word. Let's go to word hippo, very useful, and see what other synonyms we could have used. Diverse, different, varied, varying, assorted, mixed, or numerous events, many events, several events, countless events, a multiplicity of events. Or you can use, okay, this was for colors. Okay, frequent, periodic, you know. So when you try to talk and you see that you are repeating the same word many times, go on word hippo and find a synonym, because this is the best way to learn new words. Okay, word hippo. And what else? What else? There was something else I wanted to tell you. So yes, events, shows, also events. You used the word events many times. You can substitute it with the shows, or let's see, a substitution for event could be but this is competition, contest, match, game. It depends on what you want to say, or gathering of social nature, you know, ceremony, show, exhibition. So, okay.
Yes.
So, perfect. Then, what was the second part? Oh, yes, the second part was talking about picture. Now, Roberta, look at these pictures and compare them, please.
Okay, on these two pictures, there are person probably is going to spend the time on holiday. On the first picture, it's a cultural holiday because I think it's a picture in Egypt, and probably the woman, the girls, is looking at the pyramids of Egyptian, and probably I see a lot of car, and probably it's a drive in it's a tour in the desert, probably. Mm-hmm. In the second, it's two young people who is diving, doing diving, a tuffo, I don't know.
Yes, sandstone.
In the on the water, and it's a location of the seaside, rocky seaside, and probably it's also Egypt, but Sharm Sheikh or other place where you can diving, see the fish and the coral. All the two pictures are in the sunset, probably for the lights. And it's all the both are in summer period, and in the first picture, the girl is in a position, in attitude of meditation, or looking the landscape in peaceful. In the other picture are a picture of exciting because they are enjoying themselves doing a sport, and what the
okay, it's okay. It's perfect, Roberta.
It's not perfect, but
you should use more contrastive or similarity words.
I don't know how to say to farsi. To farsi, how do you say to farsi?
Oh my God! Wait a second.
I see diving.
Dive. To dive.
It's a dive, but it's the same of diving in the.
Yes.
To dive. Okay.
Okay, so what you should have done is exactly what you said, but using contrastive or words expressing similarities, because you didn't use any of them. So in both pictures, people, plural is people, not persons. People are on holiday. But while in the first picture, there is only one person, on the contrary, in the second picture, there are two people, there is a couple. And while in the first picture, the person is looking at the pyramids and so on the contrary, in the second picture, they are doing an exciting activity.
Exciting.
For example. I think both pictures, both places can be in Egypt, because these are clearly the pyramids, but also the second picture could have been taken in the sea of, for example, Sharm el-Sheikh or one of those places. Okay, so exactly what you said, but comparing the pictures. And you do that by using words like on the contrary, whereas,
however,
yes, however, while in, these kind of words. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, Roberto, look at these two pictures and talk about them.
So the first, sorry, I don't see very well.
Yes, sorry, my fault.
Ok.
Perché è venuto fuori visualizza altro? Io non voglio visualizzare altro. Okay, sorry. These two pictures.
Yes, these two pictures, the first look, I think are similar for some aspect in both pictures. There are two persons in each picture first, and
people, and or a couple,
a couple, and they are in a okay, and they live. Seems that they have a good experience in both pictures. In the first one, they are in the balcony of very relaxing way mood, and they are looking at the sunset. I think is the sunset, and looking. There is the sea. And it's very nice atmosphere in the first picture. In the second picture too, we can see two, a girl and a boy that they are smiling and they are happy for sure, and they seems to have a very good time together. I don't know if they are a friend or in other kind of a relation between them. So both pictures are similar about the atmosphere. They are very nice atmosphere in both pictures. In the second one, we can see also a car, perhaps it is their car, and it seems that they are spending time together, and they try to, I don't know if there are other particular in the second picture.
Maybe traveling together.
Perhaps are more close in the first picture. The couple is closer, is something that are more in relation in the first picture. And about the weather and about also the condition of the atmosphere can be very similar too, because they wear very light dresses in both pictures. So perhaps can be summertime or is summertime. And while in the first picture we can imagine a place in the sea, so it can be everywhere in the sea, in very nice place. In the second one, yes, at the bottom of in the right bottom of the second one, we can see perhaps the sea too. So are both photographs are located in a sea, in somewhere where is the sea.
Yeah.
And perhaps the first picture we can see the sunrise, while in the second one, because they dress the glasses, so perhaps it's a sunny day and it's not a sunset, so can be in the half of the day, so can be during the maximum sun during the day, so can be it's different
Yes.
about the
Midday
time of,
or early afternoon. Mhm.
yes.
Right. Okay. Very good. Very good. Can I tell you a couple of things?
For sure.
On the balcony, not in, because they're not in, they're on a balcony. It's open, so they're on the balcony. They seem to, you often say seems, but if the subject is he, she, or it, seems. Otherwise, seem. They seem to enjoy, you know, the view. Mood or attitude is okay. Laugh, you often say smile, but these people are not smiling, they're really laughing, okay?
Okay.
And light clothes, not dresses. Dress, this is a dress, but this is not a dress, and this is not a dress, and this is not a dress, okay? Dress è un abito da donna, quindi light clothes. They're wearing light clothes, okay, not light dresses. Okay, very good, very, very good. Now, I would like you to talk together for a few minutes about, okay, vediamo se, about something. Okay. Let's see, what are the advantages of having these public facilities where you live? Sports facilities, educational institutions, libraries, health centers, recreational areas. Can you talk together?
Okay. Roberto, do you think that all these things are very important? Which one do you think is important for the society? Sports, educational, or libraries?
Libraries.
Libraries.
Health. Because libraries can be part of educational.
Okay, health. Yes.
Sports, educational, or health.
For me, the most important for society is health center and recreational areas. What do you think?
Yes, I think I'm thinking about. I think for a community it can be useful everything of this this part. But if I have to choose one of them, I don't really know. For sure, health can be so important for a community as the educational institution too. And but if I think I don't know if for you is the same, but for be a nice community, a good community, I think that every part of this can be so necessary for the community to improve them and try to be in a good situation for everyone.
Yes,
what do you think?
With you, and I'm agree with you with educational institution, because it's the first thing that can create a good community. But in the second step, the second importance, health center can help people to live well and to try a way, a support to our life. Don't you think so?
Yes, for sure. Also, because I mean, all these areas that we are talking about are, I imagine that they are free for the families or for the people who spend time and they have the opportunity to have the occasion to go in. So I think that it can be a good way for the community to have the opportunity to have this kind of services, because I think are like services for the community. And I would like to know about from you in your area what's going on about this, if there are something like this or not.
In my area there are a lot of recreational areas and also sport facilities, because it's a part of Verona where there is a lot of park, and so people can meet together, and there are a lot of parks. Thank you, Maria. And people can meet together and going to play football or other sports. And I want to know your opinion about sport. I know that you are a teacher of sport, so can you tell me what do you think about sport facilities?
I mean, that I consider that so important for the for a community, for youngs that want to spend time and have a good time together. So very important, I consider. If
I agree with you.
Yeah. So, but also I think you can in these areas you have to make some very different experiences about different kind of movements and try to have a part of the city that can be sure for the families, and in the meanwhile can be also a good way to experience yourself about sport and about also the nature, because I imagine sport facilities in the nature of the city, so can be very important.
It's a good thing.
We agree for many things. It's easy.
Yes,
I think in this way. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, I was talking about that it's easy to agree. Also, after it's difficult in the political point of view to do something like this.
It's
many
not
things
easy.
are private.
In my area, there are not a lot of libraries. What do you think about this? It's not a good thing, or it's the last important advantage for a community?
If I think a city, I think about everything of this. Everything like this is important. I think a public library can be have to be in the center of a structure of the city. So I mean that's very important, because all the people that have no the choice to follow with the books or at home, they should have the opportunity to go in this area or in this place. So we can put together our towns to make a project.
It's a good thing, probably politic.
Perhaps, yes, can be nice. So also we share our opinion. We share the opinion. And we share our yes.
Okay, fantastic.
It's not so fantastic. I have so many difficult to. Okay.
So difficult to talk. I know. You simply have to practice. Okay. Now, what you are requested to do is. No, there was another part which I can't remember. Oh yes, general questions.
Yeah.
So Roberta, and what do you do when you want to relax?
Okay. I used to read the books, and I like walking around the city, and also outside the center. And going to in the nature. And I like walking in mountains, trekking, and I think that it's the way to relax and to enjoy the nature. Going to walking in a peace location without any people, without rumori, sound peaceful. And this is my way of relaxing.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, when you say I used to, you can use it in the present. I used to is for the past.
Okay.
And go trekking, going to walk, peaceful. Yes. Be careful. And when you use the plural books, you don't usually put the article. You don't say, I like reading the books, because that means you like reading those specific books the other person knows about. But in general, I like reading books. Okay. If you put the, it means those specific books. For example, we were talking about, or you know about. Okay. So I like to read books. I go trekking. I like going to walk in peaceful areas, like in the mountains or on the hills surrounding Verona, and so on and so on. Okay, what about you, Roberto? Do you prefer to relax with friends or alone?
Generally, I relax alone. For alone is also the family with the family. So to stay in with my family and try to do something together. Now my daughters are, they don't want to spend time with us. So me and my wife, usually we spend time together and just to relax. For relaxing, I mean just to stay at home or just watch a movie together or read a book and talk about the book together, or perhaps invite someone, someone at home and talk about everything. It's not that.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Very
Thank you.
good.
Thank you, Maria.
You simply have to practice. It's only a matter of practicing. Okay, Elisabetta, and who's the other one? No, c'era anche, come si chiama? Anna, Annette, exactly. Elisabetta and Annette, would you like to try the speaking part of the exam as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay, all right. So, good morning. My name is Maria Pia. This is Miss So-and-so.
Good morning, Maria Pia, and good morning, Annette. I'm Elizabeth. I'm a journalist, but now I'm a retired journalist.
Okay. You simply, at the first moment, you simply have to tell your name. So,
okay.
Yes, good morning. My name is Elizabeth. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Elizabeth. Nice to meet you.
Annette.
Good morning. My name is Anna. Nice to meet you, Maria Pia and Elizabeth.
Nice to meet you too, magari, vabbè, visto che l'altra aveva detto, eh?
Sì.
Okay, can I have your sheets, please? Your papers?
Yes, here it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What about you, Anna?
Pardon, I
Can
didn't
I have
understand.
your papers, please?
Oh, yes, here you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now, Elizabeth. Do you watch TV a lot? Tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
About yourself.
About yourself. Di te stessa.
I'm a retired journalist, and I often read books. For example, in a month, I can read 5 or 6 books, because I think that I am very fast to read. But I don't read only books, because I like to read some newspapers. My favorite newspaper is Repubblica, even if there is a new director, a new editor, editor,
editor.
Editor. But I prefer the former editor. But
the previous one, yes. The previous, the previous one, yes. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Annette? What do you like doing in your free time?
I like spend my free time in many types, or making physically exercise. For example, walking. I like even riding bicycle and horses as well. But I even like stay in the nature, stay with my friends, with my family. And I like to relax by my own reading, or watching sometimes amazing films or shorts, or speaking about about our comics, like Teresa Mannino. So I laugh a bit, even together, my friends and
together with your friends, yes,
my children.
Yeah. Okay, yes. To do physical exercise, like doing physical exercises, talk shows, ways, in many ways, in molti modi. Non mi ricordo se hai detto many kinds, forse hai detto in many ways, together with, ho sbagliato a scrivere together with your children or your friends. Okay, right. Now, I'd like you to have a look at these 2 pictures and compare them. Okay. Now, have a look at these 2 pictures. Elizabeth, can you talk about them and compare them?
Both of these pictures are the scenery of, the scenery of both of these pictures is in the summer.
Yes, exactly. Both pictures were taken to take a picture, so were taken in summertime.
But while in the first pictures there are 5 people, on the contrary, in the second pictures there are a mother, only two people, a mother with her baby.
Her child.
Her daughter's boy.
Baby è un po' più piccolino. Questo è child o daughter.
In the first picture, I imagine that these people are friends, and probably they are participating at a party. For example, a party for the birthday of one of their friends. On the contrary,
participating in a party.
In a party.
On the contrary.
On the contrary, I think that mother and daughter could be in Greece, because there are the typical houses, the typical Greek houses, white and blue, and I'm on the. And there is the sea, even if we can't see it very well.
In the far distance, there's the sea.
Okay. In the first pictures, all the people are wearing light clothes. And the same thing is happening in the second picture. But while in the first picture the people are laughing, on the contrary, in the second picture, mother and daughter are looking at panorama, at the landscape.
Yes.
But in both of them, I think that the people are very, very happy.
Okay. Moreover, this is a selfie they are taking by themselves. This one is a picture taken by somebody else, and mother and daughter are looking far away. They're taken, at their backs. The picture is taken, and they're unconscious of somebody taking the picture. Okay, right, very good. Now, Anna, can you compare these two pictures?
Okay. In both of the pictures, the scenery is the sea. They are on the seaside, and in both of them there is a couple. There are two people. I don't know. In the second one, I can't understand if they are two guys, two boys, or one girl. Anyway, they are friends. I suppose they are friends. I suppose it's midday, or it's very sunny, both of them. In the first one, the couple, I think they get well. They get together very well. Maybe they are married. They are on vacation, of course. Why in the first picture they are on the sand and they're looking maybe toward the photographer, and the second one they're diving, so they are not looking at all at the photographer. They are diving in this marvelous water that I dream every day. I can dream really, maybe a little bit far from here, but it could be in Italy. Why not? We have.
It could be in Sardinia, for example,
yes,
or
even
why
in
not?
Puglia. Okay, and while in the first picture we can see the smile, the face of of the people, these two people. In the second one, we cannot see the expression because they are diving. They are not, say, watching towards us.
The camera.
Okay. And while in the first one, they wear clothes. In the second one, they wear
swimming costumes.
Swimming costumes.
Okay.
All right. This beautiful sun.
They're both young. In both pictures, they are young people. Lucky them. Okay, fantastic. Now, I would like you to talk about, I don't know. I haven't got anything left. Okay, let's say.
Excuse me, Maria Pia.
Yes. Yes, tell me. Yeah, tell me.
No. I had seen in some pages before that there is a question like this. Describe your favorite film.
Yes, that's one of the questions they can ask you.
Il miglior argomento di insegnare ai bambini a scuola.
Okay, so what do you think is the most important subject to teach at school, to teach children at school? History, geography, language, sports, I don't know, math. What else?
Literature.
Yes, language. I meant okay, foreign languages, foreign languages, or own. Okay, literature. Okay, so talk about this. What do you think is the most important subject to teach children at school? History, geography, foreign languages, sports, math, and literature. So, talk together.
In my opinion, all these subjects are very interesting, but for me, the most important is to teach at school is foreign languages because in this way students can learn other languages. So when if they were abroad, they could they could speak and they could understand what the people say to them. Do you agree, Annette? Anna?
Not really. I think that all of these are important. There is not one most important, because if you choose any of these materia, subject, ok, non mi veniva. You can make interdisciplinary among them.
Yeah.
And I think about perhaps even teaching sports. You can speak in English, so you can explain a sport in English. As a matter of fact, we have CLIL. We can support subjects with this new way. And so I don't think there is one more important than others. I would make a mix. I would teach
All of
them
them.
together, as I try to do when I teach.
Yeah, children.
What do you think? Do you agree? Would you like to? You said you are a journalist. Would you like to teach?
No. I don't like to teach because I don't like the school so much. But I think I don't like teaching. I don't like teaching. But if I remember, the question was, what's the best subject?
Subjects teach children at school.
So in my opinion, the best subject is one subject.
Yes.
For this, I choose foreign languages because, for example, in a country could teach geography or history in a way, and another one can use different ways of teaching.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But if the question is which subject would you like?
No, the question was what do you think is the most important subject?
Generally, yeah, I answer about my opinion. I said my opinion.
You think they're all important. They're
Yes.
all important in the same way. Okay.
And making as, for example, teaching art, you can put music, teaching art.
Yeah, you can connect all the subjects.
Of course. As I said, teaching sports or math, you can make math doing exercise.
Okay, bye, Valentina. Don't worry, bye. Yes. Okay. So I'm adding other subjects.
But of course, I think we have to follow the time to stay in our world, have our feet in
what
the
do you
world.
mean?
I think even your subject, Elisabetta, is important. Journalism. I think we have to add journalism, how to read the newspaper, how to see different views. It's very important.
Yes, you are right. But if you have to compare some different newspapers, for example, Italian newspaper or American English or Asian newspapers, you have to know the language. Otherwise, you can't understand what you are reading.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
So
So let's see what else. Do you think school is important? And would you prefer public schools or how do they call them? Homemade school, homeschooling. Homeschooling.
What is homeschooling?
Or public schools.
We call it parent school.
Yes.
Parents.
Homeschooling is when parents teach their own schooling is when parents or somebody teaches their children. public schools is when you send your children to a real school. I mean, a real public school. What do you think?
I have to, excuse me. Sorry, go, Elizabeth.
But I have no doubt. In my opinion, the public school is a fundamental way of learning. Because if, in my opinion, because homeschooling is quite difficult because not always the parents have the right education to grow their children.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Annette?
I agree, but I don't exclude the choice, the possibility of home parents school teaching. It's a choice, but as Elisabetta said, school gives opportunities that you cannot find in family. First of all, the relationship. You compare your thoughts. You improve your even your language. You open your mind. You compare yourself to other reality. You don't see only your reality. But there are families very open. I know I have a child, or not a child, a pupils that she doesn't come to school anyway because her family decided to teach them in the family at home. But the important thing is that anyway, these children can attend their coetanei.
Yeah, pairs, I would say.
Pairs, yes, in sports or in other context.
Yeah. Okay, very good. I would say very good. Direi molto bene, no? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we still have 20 minutes left. What would you like to do? Would you like to try some listening or?
Yes.
Because somebody told listening before. So let's see. Let's close a few things. Let's go to English Ola and see what we can find. B2 listening. Of course, the listening in B2 is composed of two parts, part 1 and four parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. So let's start with part 1. You are given 8 pieces of audio and 8 questions with the 3 opinions, A, B, and C. You have to choose which is better in your opinion, okay? So let's try.
You'll hear people talking in 8 different situations. And for each recording, you are given a set of questions which correspond to each situation. For each question, choose the best answer, A, B, or C. You will hear each recording twice. 1.
I can get bored doing exercise unless there is some music, so I started with aerobics and then moved on to dance in general, just as a way of keeping fit. Now I do line dancing and I love it. I usually go about 3 times a week, and although it's not as demanding as dance, it's a lot of fun. My workday is very hectic because I run my own business, and this is a good way of avoiding the television. The steps need a lot of concentration, and I feel that many young people become obsessed with exercise, worrying too much about how they look. They do so much that I doubt they will be able to maintain the pace, whereas line dancing is more relaxed, and I should be able to keep doing it for some years to come.
Now, listen again.
Meglio.
I can get bored doing exercise unless there is some music, so I started with aerobics and then moved on to dance in general, just as a way of keeping fit. Now I do line dancing and I love it. I usually go about 3 times a week, and although it's not as demanding as dance, it's a lot of fun. My workday is very hectic because I run my own business, and this is a good way of avoiding the television. The steps need a lot of concentration, and I feel that many young people become obsessed with exercise, worrying too much about how they look. They do so much that I doubt they will be able to maintain the pace, whereas line dancing is more relaxed, and I should be able to keep doing it for some years to come.
2.
Okay, so what do you think? A, B, or C?
I think B.
Why does she like the activity? Because it's very demanding, because young people do it, because age is not a restriction.
I think C.
Why do you think C?
Because she said at the end she will have many years more to practice.
Yes. Why do you think B, Elisabetta, was it?
No, Anna.
Annette.
Yeah, because she said something about young people, but I'm in doubt. B or C.
So what about the other ones?
I haven't understand anything.
Oh my God. Okay. Anybody else?
I have listened that dancing is very demanding.
No,
I don't know if
is not demanding at all. She said
at all.
contrary.
Okay. Probably I haven't not understood well.
I understood this way.
Yes, it's okay. See, it's very difficult because you have to deduct the answer. They don't tell you the answer. You have to listen to the dialogue, and from what you hear, you have to, how can I say, yes, deduct the answer. I would say C, but if you prefer, I can put B. You tell me. It's your test.
Go with C.
Maria Pia, excuse me. The important is that we recognize the phrase, the sentence where we can capture the answer. If you can help.
Not really. That's the problem. Not really. Because while at level B1, the important thing is to recognize the part where they say the answer. In B2, they don't say the answer.
No, I mean now between us to understand among us.
Yeah, they don't say the answer. You have to listen, and from what you listen, you have to deduct what the answer is. And it's much more complicated, I know.
Sorry, Maria Pia. Sorry. We can read the question before a while we are listening or not.
Yes, you have a few seconds to read the question and look at the answers. but very few seconds, and then you start with the listening.
In your
and you
opinion,
listen.
is better first reading and then listen, or listen first and then try to understand the question? In your
If you
opinion,
have the
what's the
time,
better?
if you have the time, read the question first and the various
Yeah.
possibilities.
To
But
focus.
then forget them and concentrate on the listening. And
Okay.
try to understand what they say. Don't think about the answer. Try to understand as much as possible what they say. And when you have understood what they say, you know, then you can look back at the answers and think, yes, I think she meant this, or he meant the other one. Okay,
Okay,
because
right.
they will never tell you exactly the answer. You will have to, work it out by yourself.
Thanks.
Right. So in this case, Roberto is right. At the end, she says, I am willing to go on with this exercise for many years to come. And so she likes this activity because she means to go on for many years. Age is not a restriction, okay? The fact that young people do it is not the reason why she likes the activity. She says young people do it and they exaggerate, they are exaggerated in this. And the fact that it's very demanding, actually, it's not, she says, it's not so demanding as dance.
Okay.
So the only possible is this one. Okay, let's listen to number 2. You hear an architect speaking about her work. What problem does she describe? Getting blocked on an idea, getting new ideas, applying the ideas she has. Okay?
Becoming an architect wasn't really a decision that I made. It was more like the decision made me. Even from a young age, I loved drawing buildings. And I'd combine different elements from 2 or 3 buildings I'd seen to create something entirely new. I often got stuck on a certain style of design for months on end, and had to travel to a new country to shift my fixation to a new style of architecture. My most recent creation combines elements of temples I saw on my last trip to Japan with the design of French cathedrals in Paris. When I become inspired by these ideas, I can't seem to focus on anything else until I've drawn them.
Now, listen again.
Becoming an architect wasn't really a decision that I made. It was more like the decision made me. Even from a young age, I loved drawing buildings. And I'd combine different elements from 2 or 3 buildings I'd seen to create something entirely new. I often got stuck on a certain style of design for months on end, and had to travel to a new country to shift my fixation to a new style of architecture. My most recent creation combines elements of temples I saw on my last trip to Japan with the design of French cathedrals in Paris. When I become inspired by these ideas, I can't seem to focus on anything else until I've drawn them.
3.
So, what do you think? What problem does she describe?
A, I think A.
I also think
Sorry, Maria Pia, blocked, it means that until the end?
Not necessarily. She says at a certain point, I sometimes get stuck for months on an idea, and I have to go abroad to look at something different to, invent something new. So yes, getting blocked on an idea can be a problem for her. Okay. Getting new ideas is not a real problem. Applying the ideas she has is not a big problem. So yes, A. Right.
This young grizzly bear is preparing for his first winter on his own. The salmon returning to spawn in the Copper River, here in Alaska, represent most of the food he will need to consume to survive the long hibernation. The competition he will face is fierce, and until he is much bigger, he will be forced to hunt for his fish from the banks of the river. When he does manage to catch a salmon, he will eat only the skin, as it's the fattiest part of the fish.
Now, listen again.
This young grizzly bear is preparing for his first winter on his own. The salmon returning to spawn in the Copper River, here in Alaska, represent most of the food he will need to consume to survive the long hibernation. The competition he will face is fierce, and until he is much bigger, he will be forced to hunt for his fish from the banks of the river. When he does manage to catch a salmon, he will eat only the skin, as it's the fattiest part of the fish.
4.
So, what's he doing? Explaining why a problem exists, describing a situation, or trying to persuade someone to do something.
B, I think B.
Yes. Describing the situation of the baby bears, 1-year-old bears, having to take care of themselves all alone. Okay. 4. What is the speaker saying? She will never go back. She will tell her friends about it. She's going to be nice to someone. Non è partito.
Last weekend, I took Matt out for a nice dinner and we had a terrible time. We went to our favourite restaurant in town, which is normally great, but this time we had a new waitress. First, she sat us at the worst table, right next to the bathroom, although there were plenty of other tables available. Then she forgot our order. It took nearly 40 minutes for us to get our food, and when it did come, it wasn't what we ordered. I tell you, I really missed having our usual waitress, Chloe. I swear, the next time we get her, I'm going to show her how much I appreciate how good she is at her job.
Now, listen again.
Last weekend, I took Matt out for a nice dinner and we had a terrible time. We went to our favourite restaurant in town, which is normally great, but this time we had a new waitress. First, she sat us at the worst table, right next to the bathroom, although there were plenty of other tables available. Then she forgot our order. It took nearly 40 minutes for us to get our food, and when it did come, it wasn't what we ordered. I tell you, I really missed having our usual waitress, Chloe. I swear, the next time we get her, I'm going to show her how much I appreciate how good she is at her job.
5.
So?
I would say A, but she says in the final, if I came back, I would say to her. So she will, maybe she will go back. It's not A. She will turn.
Okay, she was talking about the usual restaurant they go to. They always go to that restaurant. But last time they went, the waitress was different, and she was very bad. She made them sit on the worst seat, even if there were other tables available. She forgot their orders. It took 40 minutes to get to the food, and you know, a number of things. She made a number of mistakes, and so the next time she goes to that restaurant, she will tell the usual waitress how much she appreciates the good job she does. That's what she said, basically. So yes, she's going to be nice to someone. She's going to tell the usual waitress that she really appreciates her job, because when she has been substituted by somebody else, that other waitress was so bad that, you know, they really missed the previous one. So it's not true that she will never go back, and it's not true that she will tell her friends about it. It's true that she's going to be nice to someone. She's going to be nice to the traditional waitress, the usual one. When she'll go back, she will say her, "Oh, we really missed you. The other waitress was not half as good as you." Okay, so she's going to be nice to someone. 5. But you see, you have to listen, understand, and from what you understand, you're supposed to choose the best answer. It's not easy, I know.
Where are you? Everyone is here already and they're waiting for you. We've already had dinner and Sally has opened her presents. And now we're waiting for you to get here so we can light the candles on her cake. You'd better get here in the next 10 minutes, or at least call me if you can't make it, and we'll go on without you.
Now, listen again.
Where are you? Everyone is here already and they're waiting for you. We've already had dinner and Sally has opened her presents. And now we're waiting for you to get here so we can light the candles on her cake. You'd better get here in the next 10 minutes, or at least call me if you can't make it, and we'll go on without you.
6.
So, how does the woman
When I'm cooking
feel?
for guests and not just for myself,
How does how is she feeling? Irritated, worried,
Yes.
or excited?
I think irritated.
I think
because,
worried.
I think worried too.
Me too.
Well, she
I
said
think-
that is worried, but I think it's irritated.
Yes.
For
She
the facts.
says, "You'd better be here in the next 10 minutes or call me if you are not coming so that we can go on without you." So she's definitely irritated. She's not saying, what happened to you? I don't know what to think. Please reassure me you're okay, these kind of things. She's telling him, you'd better get here within the next 10 minutes or call me and say you can't come so that we go on. Okay, and this is a way of, you know, yes, feeling irritated, basically.
The only thing she thought about, she was losing her time. I don't know.
Sorry, Lorella?
I hear that the most important thing, she was only wasting her time. That's
not the point. The point is that the daughter was having a birthday party, and you know, they wanted to wait for him to come to open the presents, but he didn't come, so they opened the presents, and now they're waiting for the father probably to appear so as to cut and eat the cake. And the mother says, "You'd better get here within the next 10 minutes or call me and say you can't come so that we can go on, you know, with the cake, with the party." So yes, I think irritated, basically. I might be wrong. Now, number 6, what's important to her? Knowing what she has to cook, knowing where things are, knowing the quality of the ingredients. Okay?
where I cook is very important. Of course, I would normally cook at home, where I know all the equipment I have and where everything is. Sometimes, however, when I cook at my mother's house or at my sister's, I usually have a much harder time finding everything I need. While cleaning up afterwards is never my favourite part, I still enjoy doing it because I love seeing the looks of happiness and contentment on the faces of my family and friends.
Now, listen again.
When I'm cooking for guests and not just for myself, where I cook is very important. Of course, I would normally cook at home, where I know all the equipment I have and where everything is. Sometimes, however, when I cook at my mother's house or at my sister's, I usually have a much harder time finding everything I need. While cleaning up afterwards is never my favourite part, I still enjoy doing it because I love seeing the looks of happiness and contentment on the faces of my family and friends.
7.
So, A, B, or
I do
C?
often think about opening a...
What's important to her? Knowing what she has to cook, knowing where things are, knowing the quality of the ingredients.
For me, it's B.
No, for me, C.
No?
Yeah.
Because she tell about to know where the things are, but at the end she say that she want to people be happy about what she's cooking.
I agree, C.
I agree.
I would say C.
She wants to do a good job. She wants to do a good. She wants to cook well. To cook well.
Okay, what about A? Knowing what she has to cook.
Yes, probably.
It's the right answer.
Yeah, the C and the A are the...
At the very beginning, she says something about that's important to know what you have to cook.
Where everything is.
Now, listen again.
When I'm cooking for guests and not just for myself, where I cook is very important.
See, when I'm cooking for guests and not for myself, what I cook is very important.
It's tricky.
Of course, I would normally cook at home.
Of course, I would normally cook at home.
Where I know all the equipment I have and
where I know all the equipment I have, dove so le cose che ho e dove sono, eccetera, eccetera, perché è molto più difficile quando cucino a casa di mia madre o di mia sorella che non so dove sono le cose e perdo un sacco di tempo a cercarle, ok? Però, quindi fa tutto, effettivamente tutto un discorso sul, dov'è qua? Knowing where things are. But what's important to her is knowing what she has to cook, in my opinion. But if you prefer to choose B, we can choose B. I might be wrong, after all. So what would you suggest?
I say C.
A.
A, shall we put A or B?
Not B, no, not B.
No B, or A
No,
or
B.
C.
Or A or C. It's
C, the quality of
She
the...
doesn't really talk about the quality
No,
of the ingredients.
No.
She doesn't say quality, but...
Okay, let's listen. Let's go on listening.
where everything is. Sometimes, however, when I cook at my mother's house or at my sister's, I usually have a much harder time finding everything I need. While cleaning up afterwards is never my favourite part, I still enjoy doing it because I love seeing the looks of happiness and contentment on the faces of my family and friends.
7.
See, she doesn't mention the quality.
Yeah, the cleaning.
She says she doesn't like cleaning up everything at the end, but she still likes cooking, because she loves to see the happiness in the faces of the people she loves.
Probably
Okay,
A.
so she doesn't like cleaning, but she still likes cooking. She still likes cooking because she likes to see the happiness in the face of her dear ones. So she doesn't mention the quality of the ingredients.
No, but we match the happiness in the face with
Yes.
the quality.
Well,
why.
you did it. Yeah.
The food is good because the ingredients are good. I thought
High
about
quality.
Okay, all right, I know what you mean. But actually, she was telling something different. She was telling that she doesn't like cleaning after having cooked, but she still likes cooking because she likes seeing the happiness of the people eating her food. So, yeah.
Okay.
So either A or B. But personally,
So A.
I would lean for A.
A. Definitely A. No.
Yes. Now, you hear someone in business talking about expanding. What problem is she describing? Getting the right price, getting the right location, getting a good location at the right price.
Oh, yeah.
I do often think about opening another cafe, but it's really difficult to find the right location. Where we are now, right next to the bus station and a very popular cinema, makes this a perfect place for our business. I have looked into a few other spots around town and one really promising place next to Steamtown Mall. But in the end, the cost of renting the building proved just too expensive to be worthwhile.
Now, listen again.
I do often think about opening another cafe, but it's really difficult to find the right location. Where we are now, right next to the bus station and a very popular cinema, makes this a perfect place for our business. I have looked into a few other spots around town and one really promising place next to Steamtown Mall. But in the end, the cost of renting the building proved just too expensive to be worthwhile.
8.
So?
The first time I ever tried kayaking.
Let's see.
C. Right location and
what problem is she describing?
Two problems: the location and the price.
The
So
price.
I agree with the next. Yes.
Okay. So let's say C. Okay. Then last one.
I have looked into a few other spots around town and one really promising place next to Steamtown Mall. But in the end, the cost of renting the building proved just too expensive to be worthwhile.
Okay,
8.
sporting activity. What is she describing?
The first time I ever tried kayaking was at summer camp as a kid. I fell in love with it immediately. Back then, I wasn't much of an athlete and I dreaded going to camp. Because everything was so geared towards sports. There was motocross, basketball, cross-country running and kayaking. I wasn't sure if I'd like it at first. As soon as my paddles hit the water, I was hooked. I had no idea how fast it could go. The camp instructor said that I had a natural talent for it, and I've been doing it ever since. I'm even planning to cross the Atlantic this summer.
Now, listen again.
The first time I ever tried kayaking was at summer camp as a kid. I fell in love with it immediately. Back then, I wasn't much of an athlete and I dreaded going to camp. Because everything was so geared towards sports. There was motocross, basketball, cross-country running and kayaking. I wasn't sure if I'd like it at first. As soon as my paddles hit the water, I was hooked. I had no idea how fast it could go. The camp instructor said that I had a natural talent for it, and I've been doing it ever since. I'm even planning to cross the Atlantic this summer.
So A, B, or C? Hello? You're still there?
Yes.
Yes, but there are many words
Yes.
I didn't capture.
It's really difficult, this part.
Probably
Maybe
the A, I don't know, because she described when she start the activity, and then the camps, the summer camps. I don't
Yes,
know.
she describes how she started it.
She was a child, and
Yes.
first time she puts the pedal in the water, she loves this
She
part.
loved yes.
She loves this part.
So
And
actually, she's describing why she took up the activity.
Yeah.
Take up vuol dire riprendere?
What? Sorry?
Take up, what does it mean? Take up, riprendere o lasciare? Take up.
No, prendere, iniziare questa attività.
Ah, ok.
To take up,
Intraprendere.
yes. Intraprendere, esatto. So personally, I would say A.
Yes.
She's describing why she took up the activity. She's also describing why she enjoys it, but you know. Okay, let's see.
But what is?
Oh,
excuse
7
me.
out of 8. Okay, what was wrong? What? Ah, okay, that was wrong. Show correct answer. B, knowing where things are. Okay. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, I wasn't sure, but you know, she started saying that it was important for her to know what she had to cook. And this was, yes, it was hard for her to cook at her sister's or at her mother's because she didn't know where the things were and so on and so on. But yeah, okay, right. This was irritated, going to be nice to someone, describing a situation, getting blocked on an idea because age is not a restriction.
Excuse me, Maria Pia, what is the meaning of the last sentences in this last one, the last one? I didn't understand the meaning.
This one, why other people would enjoy it.
The girl said. I didn't understand the meaning of what she said.
I can't remember now. Let's go back.
I'm sorry, we are out of time.
Oh, don't worry for me.
The first time I ever tried kayaking was at summer camp as a kid. I fell in love with it immediately. Back then, I wasn't much of an athlete and I dreaded going to camp. Because everything was so geared towards sports. There was motocross, basketball, cross-country running and kayaking. I wasn't sure if I'd like it at first. As soon as my paddles hit the water, I was hooked. I had no idea how fast it could go. The camp instructor said that I had a natural talent for it, and I've been doing it ever since. I'm even planning to cross the Atlantic this summer.
I'm even planning to cross the Atlantic this summer.
Now I understand.
Sta perfino progettando di attraversare col kayak. Buonanotte.
Ma quando dice the paddle è caduto, the paddle, I was hooked.
When the paddle hit the water, quando la pagaia ha toccato l'acqua, I was hooked, proprio sono stata risucchiata, nel senso mi sono sentita, come dire, attratta da questa cosa.
Non ho capito quella parola. I was hooked.
Hooked. To hook. Hook è un uncino. Hooked.
Appunto.
I was hooked.
Agganciata.
Sì, sono stata proprio presa da questa sport.
Adesso ho capito il senso.
Ok?
Grazie.
Yes, Elisabetta.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks to you. Have a good evening.
Thanks.
See you next
Thank
time.
you, Maria Pia.
Are you practicing with your listenings? State
Not
facendo
really.
No, not
Not
really.
yet.
Not as we have to do, we should do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, don't worry. Don't
Now
worry.
is the third time, and now I understood for
A little better.
6 on 8. Now a little bit better, a little bit better.
It's only a matter of practice.
So thank you to
Practice
you.
makes perfect.
Really.
Okay.
I have a
Hello,
request.
little-
Excuse me.
Bye.
I have a request. A little bit request. Lorella, prima che, before we, not now, not today, can you play something for us next time?
Yes, please.
2 minutes.
That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. She's a very good musician. She also
Yeah.
plays in a band. When's your next concert, Lorella?
On the 10th of June.
June.
Oh,
And where will
where?
you be? Where will you be?
Here in next to my home.
Near
Yeah.
your house. Yes. In a place in Cerea, near your house. I might come.
Yes, we want to come. It's a private performance.
No, it's
or
it's
public.
It's it calls 5 days of the event is Talenti in Dodo. It's a competition of local people, and there is also for example, on 2 days before, there's other group. They play, for example, songs of cartoons. Sorry, my husband give me the
Poster.
the paper. Yes, the little paper we
Yes.
have. So we are in on Wednesday, the 10th of June. Here we are.
Yeah. Terra Nova.
No, the Nova is the group before us.
Okay,
about 40,
so
40
who are
minutes.
you? Show me
are-
the poster
we
again.
are this one.
We can't
What
see
is the
it.
name?
We can't see it.
What
no,
is the
go
name of
up, up.
What is the
Oh,
name
that's
of
Save Money.
money?
Floyd Tributes. Save Money at 9:30.
Yes. And
On 10th of June,
Yes.
right?
10th of June at 9:30 in Cerea.
yes.
Asparetto,
The
no?
is Asparetto.
Asparetto.
Asparetto is the
Yeah.
But
It's
is
a
it
verb.
yes.
Is it outdoor in a park?
Yes,
Where is it?
outdoor near the church, because there are collecting money for charity for 2 associations like this for charity. There are 2 associations, the nursery school and also association with the little Jonathan. There was a boy who died for a rare disease, and so there is an organization to find money for these people. And so there are there are 5 days of music. On Wednesday there are the band who plays the songs of the cartoons, for example. On Thursday there is a very good classical pianist. Now she lives in Rome, but she's from Cerea and comes up to play classical music. And on Wednesday we are for Pink Floyd.
Fantastic, fantastic. And what about that beautiful cat? What's its name?
Is Manolo.
Manolo.
He's interesting in
Manolo.
B2. You want to talk in English too.
Yes.
So you want to
Meow,
have an...
meow, meow. If
See
you
you
teach me Catfish, I can teach you
Catfish.
English. Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. This is perfect.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a good
Bye.
evening
Yeah.
and a
Bye.
good week.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.